When a woman reaches a point where she is ready to offer you her body, her time, and her complete feminine surrender, she will not make a verbal announcement. She won't explicitly state, "I am ready." Instead, her actions will begin to communicate more powerfully than her words ever could. If you are observant, you will notice the indicators. They are subtle, delicate signals woven from emotion, psychology, and instinct. Many men overlook these signs because they anticipate something overt. However, attraction rarely manifests in an obvious way. It conceals itself in quiet moments, in sustained eye contact, and in her behavior when there is no physical contact between you. This is Psychology of Desire. If you are a new viewer, please subscribe, as every video on this channel explores the profound realities of desire, attraction, and the emotional behaviors that women seldom articulate openly. If you are a returning viewer, you are already aware of the depth we reach here. Now pay close attention. Every woman possesses a unique personality, a distinct history, and a varying degree of self-assurance. Yet when she desires to give herself to you, certain behavioral patterns consistently emerge. This is not a result of social conditioning. It is because biologically, psychologically, and emotionally, her physical responses to you begin to manifest before her conscious mind can regulate them. One of the initial signs is evident in her physical proximity. Observe how she positions herself around you. A woman who is not interested will maintain distance and protect her personal energy. Conversely, a woman who wishes to give herself to you will gravitate toward you involuntarily. It operates like gravity, subtle yet undeniable. She will sit closer than is necessary and find reasons to remain near you. Even within a group, her body will gradually orient itself toward yours. Attraction creates a restlessness within her. Her mind may desire to appear composed, but her physicality reveals the truth. This extends beyond mere proximity. It involves a palpable comfort. She will lower her defenses. Her vocal tone will soften in your presence. She will laugh more readily, smile more quickly, and her overall demeanor will lose the defensive tension that women often exhibit when feeling uncertain. When a woman desires you, her protective armor falls away naturally. Next, observe her eyes. Many men mistakenly believe desire is communicated through a bold, seductive stare. However, from a psychological standpoint, a powerful indicator is when she makes eye contact with you and then quickly looks away. That fleeting, shy break in eye contact is highly significant. It indicates that you have evoked a feeling within her that she was not prepared to display. Her nervous system reacts involuntarily before her cognitive processes can conceal it. This is why attraction is seldom loud. It is characterized by a trembling, delicate, involuntary quality. She might glance at your lips while you are speaking. She might bite her own lip. She might touch her neck, her hair, or her collarbone. These are subconscious signals her body emits as her desires awaken. Furthermore, if she trusts you, genuinely trusts you, you will observe another behavior. She will begin to share personal information. Not casual anecdotes, but details she does not disclose to everyone. Her fears, her insecurities, the reasons for past emotional pain. A woman will not offer her body to a man she cannot trust emotionally. For her, intimacy is not solely physical. It is psychological. She requires a sense of safety, protection, and recognition. If she opens her heart, even in minor ways, she is preparing to open every aspect of herself to you. Perhaps the most intense sign is when she begins to envision you within her own life. She will pose hypothetical questions like, "Would you ever?" Or "What if we?" She is probing your perspective, not out of confusion, but to validate that surrendering to you would not be a mistake. Women are selective about whom they allow into their lives. When she is on the verge of choosing you, she will start to picture you in her future, whether she articulates this directly or not. These signs are quiet yet powerful, and most men disregard them while waiting for something bold and obvious. However, by the time the signals become blatant, she has often already given up on him. If you have witnessed these signs before, it was not a coincidence. It was desire attempting to communicate without words. When a woman is ready to give herself to you, she begins to exhibit desire in ways she can verbally deny but cannot conceal through behavior. One of the most telling signs is the change in her mood when she is around you. It is not dramatic, but it is profound. With others, she may be polite, calm, or even reserved, but with you, there is a spark, a different energy in her voice. You have an emotional impact on her, even through something as simple as eye contact. She becomes playful, sarcastic, or unusually gentle. At times, she may become shy without understanding why. This is where psychology becomes particularly insightful. A woman only becomes nervous around a man who is significant to her. If she is perfectly at ease, unbothered, and emotionally flat, genuine attraction is absent. But if she is attempting to appear confident while internally grappling with a storm of emotions, that is desire. In disguise, her body may tense, her breathing may alter, her pupils may dilate. She becomes overwhelmed by feelings she does not know how to hide because your presence acts as a trigger. Another sign is an increase in incidental touch. She will initiate light, seemingly accidental contact that is not accidental at all. A brush of her hand against yours, straightening your collar, adjusting a bracelet or watch. Women do not touch men they do not desire. Physical contact is her method of testing how your body feels, how you react, and how safe it is for her to move closer. She wants to become accustomed to your skin before she feels the courage to fully claim it. Subsequently, an emotional shift occurs. When a woman is prepared to give herself to you, she stops protecting her ego in your presence. She forgives you more readily. She smiles even when mildly irritated. Your opinion begins to matter to her more than it logically should. She is falling under your influence. Women do not surrender to men they cannot respect. If she is allowing you to guide conversations, decisions, or moments, she is communicating something significant without speaking. A more complex psychological truth is that a woman's behavior can become inconsistent when her desire for a man is more powerful than she can admit. She might withdraw for a day, only to return even more affectionately. She might act distant, then suddenly become warm. This contradiction is not confusion. It is fear of the depth of her desire for you. She attempts to safeguard her emotions, but her attraction continually draws her back. This push and pull dynamic is a clear indicator that she is in an internal struggle. There is a deeper layer that most men fail to notice. When a woman wants to give herself to you, she begins to study you in a way that no one else does. Not your physique, but your mind. She observes what provokes your anger, what evokes your tenderness, what reveals your vulnerability, your strength, or your humanity. A woman cannot surrender to a man she does not understand. She needs to comprehend your character, not for mere curiosity, but as a prerequisite for intimacy. If you have ever caught a woman gazing at you when she thought you were unaware, her eyes were not merely admiring you. She was memorizing you. Women quietly and intensely observe the men they want. Subconsciously, she wants to determine if your depth matches her desire. When she discovers that it does, her barriers begin to fall, piece by piece. The signs are present if you know how to perceive them. There is a specific moment in a woman's experience of desire when her physicality begins to reveal the truth, even while her mouth remains hesitant to speak. One of the strongest signals is anticipation. A woman who wants to give herself to you does not merely enjoy your presence. She actively awaits it. She checks her phone more frequently. She responds to messages quickly, even when she feigns being busy. She remembers minute details of your conversations because your words do not just reach her ears. They resonate in her mind. If she is genuinely invested, she will also engage in a subtle but powerful behavior. She will begin to adjust her appearance in your presence, fixing her hair, reapplying lip gloss, straightening her posture. There is a common belief that women dress solely for themselves, but psychology suggests otherwise. When a woman wants to give her body to a man, her presentation becomes intentional. Thoughts of you alter the way she looks, smells, sits, and even breathes. She desires to be desired by the one she desires. However, there is an even deeper sign that men rarely recognize: jealousy. It does not manifest as open drama or shouting, but as a sudden silence, a shift in her tone, a brief pause when another woman's name is mentioned in conversation. It is that quiet pang in her expression when she senses another female presence. A woman does not become jealous over a man she views as temporary. She becomes jealous over a man she is already envisioning as her own. If she is attempting to hide it, that makes it even more authentic. Another sign is her reaction to your touch, not significant, obvious touch, but small instances. Your hand grazing her lower back as you navigate a crowd, your fingers brushing hers when you pass an object. If she prolongs the contact instead of withdrawing, that is not merely comfort. It is permission. If she leans in, presses closer, or seems to melt into the moment, she has stopped thinking and is now feeling. Desire overrides logic. When a woman is ready to give herself to you, her logical mind begins to relinquish control. She stops calculating, overthinking, and analyzing every action. She permits herself to feel safe in your presence. Her guard disappears, and her feminine energy becomes softer, warmer, and more vulnerable. Perhaps the most surprising sign is that a woman will test you immediately before she gives herself to you. She needs to ascertain the kind of man you truly are, not how you behave when everything is smooth, but how you react when she is emotional, distant, or upset. If she intends to give you her body and her trust, she must witness your strength, patience, and stability. Consequently, she might pull away, ask a serious question, or challenge your attitude. This is not to create problems, but to confirm that you are the man with whom she feels safe surrendering. For a woman, intimacy is not solely physical. It is psychological exposure. Her body is the final door she opens. If she is unlocking it, consciously or unconsciously, she is already letting you in. If these signs seem familiar, you were closer to that point than you realized. When a woman is on the verge of intimacy, truly ready to give herself to you, her voice changes before her body does. She speaks more softly, more slowly, and with greater emotional inflection. There is a distinct tone she uses when talking to you, as if every word is carefully chosen. her voice becomes a bridge between her feelings and her fear of expressing them. Some men mistake this for simple flirting, but it is not. It is vulnerability surfacing. A powerful psychological truth is that a woman only becomes gentle with a man she feels safe with. If she teases you without crossing a line, if she opens up without ever embarrassing you, if she shows emotion without disrespecting you, she is demonstrating that she trusts you with her femininity. Once a woman trusts you emotionally, her physical surrender follows naturally. Another sign appears in her silence, not the cold silence of disinterest, but the warm silence of comfort. It is the kind where she simply sits beside you, feeling no need to speak or fill the air with conversation, content to just exist in your presence. When a woman can enjoy quietude with you, her guard is entirely down. She no longer feels the need to impress you or protect herself. That type of silence is an embrace without arms. An even deeper sign is when she starts asking intimate questions, not of a sexual nature but personal ones. How do you feel about love? What do you want in a woman? What scares you? What hurts you? This is not mere curiosity. It is an emotional X-ray. When a woman is ready to give herself to a man, she needs to understand his emotional depth because she is about to reveal her own. She needs to know if he is gentle or careless, loyal or dangerous, a temporary thrill or a man she can safely fall into without breaking. If she senses this emotional safety, her body will begin to emit signals she can no longer conceal. She will stand closer than necessary. Her leg will touch yours under a table. Her hand will linger on your arm for an extended moment. She will allow you to touch her waist, her back, the parts of her body she does not permit other men to reach. Women are extremely selective with their personal space. Where she allows you access indicates where she places her trust. The most powerful sign of all, however, is that she makes herself available to you. This might mean she cancels other plans for you, stays up late just to continue a conversation, or waits for your message even while pretending not to care. A woman who wants to give herself to a man will find time even when she seemingly has none. Desire rearranges priorities. When she begins to prioritize you, both emotionally and physically, it signifies that a decision has already formed within her. She is no longer thinking, should I? But rather when, at this stage, you do not need to chase her or force anything. You simply allow her to come to you because she already is. There arrives a moment quiet, invisible, and undeniable when a woman ceases to resist her feelings for you. She no longer conceals her affection, her softness, or her craving for your presence. Everything about her becomes more open, more feminine, and more inviting. This is the final shift, the most powerful sign of all. She begins to communicate with her body unconsciously. Her breathing changes around you, becoming slower and deeper, as if her body is preparing for intimacy. Her pupils dilate when she looks at you. Her lips part slightly while you speak. She positions herself close enough for you to feel her warmth. These are not random reactions. They are primal responses. A woman's body recognizes her desire before her mind acknowledges it. She stops worrying about her own appearance and starts focusing on your feelings. She pays attention to your comfort, your mood, your happiness. She becomes nurturing, protective, and soft. When a woman is ready to give herself to you, she does not just seek pleasure. She seeks connection. She wants you to enjoy her not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. She begins to let you lead, not out of weakness, but because she trusts your strength. She follows your guidance, your touch, your pace. This surrender is not sexual. It is psychological. For a woman, giving her body is the ultimate expression of trust. Her guard is gone, her walls are down, and she is letting you in completely. The real confirmation is this: she does not fear being alone with you. She desires it. If she invites you to a private space, if she sits close enough to touch, if she stays even when she has reasons to leave, she has chosen you. The signs were never loud or dramatic. They were subtle, silent, and instinctive. A woman who wants to give herself does not need to verbalize it. Her body speaks, her heart reacts, and her energy shifts. If you have ever observed these signs from her, remember it was not your imagination, it was her desire. Thank you for watching Psychology of Desire. If this video provided you with insight and deepened your understanding of women on an emotional and psychological level, please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, desire is quiet. You simply need to know how to listen. See you in the next video.